Everyone, the alumni match for the women's volleyball team is Saturday. Here's a preview from the NTV Sports Central podcast. Please subscribe. You want to see the full podcast? We break down football, Archie Wilson. We break down Dane Key's single-digit numbers and the whole volleyball team. You don't want to miss it. Links below. Enjoy the Nebraska Volleyball Alumni Match preview. I am so excited for this, folks. First time in this program. It's happened, and we know the history Nebraska volleyball has. The Olympians on this team who are coming back to play. The All-Americans coming back to play. The current members we have on this team who are All-Americans. Bergen, Harper, Andy. Rebecca is a Big Ten player of the year, preseason player. Oh my God, let me reset that. Rebecca was named to the Big Ten preseason team. Same with the three players I just named before this. So a lot of talent. We just watched them in We just watched them in the red-white scrimmage, and what we talk about there, that was a glorified practice. People switched jerseys again and again and again. It wasn't about the rotations, it was about getting reps. Now we're going to see a tighter rotation and understand who probably is leading the pack for what position moving into the AVCA kickoff at PBA Lincoln the week after the alumni match. So how did this come about per DBK?
And more programs are doing it. You know, we were talking about doing one at Louisville. Then I got here. I'm like, we should definitely be able to do one here with how many players are playing. And we just decided if we could get 7 or 8 alumni that would be willing to play, that we would roll with it. So we got the first 7, and luckily we're able to add a few more. So the alumni aren't having to play the whole game. But we also want to make a really fun event, and Nebraska's got such great tradition to celebrate some of that during this time.
I'm going to do some self-promotion for a second. If you want to see all these volleyball highlights, by the way, from the alumni match, the red-white scrimmage, it's all on my YouTube channel, Randy Silver TV. And you go in Nebraska volleyball, you'll see it. I have a full playlist. You click in, you can see I have everything from the press conferences I'm at, highlight videos if you want to break down red-white scrimmage by position, setter, outside hitters, opposite hitters, etc., all together. I have all this stuff in depth, my reporting from being there live, everything is there for you. So alumni match, my goal is to do the same thing for you, try to break it out. Happens night of, day after, of course, with all the reporting, social media posts. Look at everything on Randy Silver TV on socials. And TV news on socials as well. But a lot of the intermediate stuff and the more intimate stuff is on Randy Silver TV. Now, talking about that red-white scrimmage, after serving, too many service errors, passing, need to do better at it. 2 big things DBK talked about at the press conference. She said that they're doing better this week of practice. They're much more clean, smooth, more efficient. Chalks it up to nerves, just playing their first match, new season, etc., things like that. So we'll see at the alumni match how it's going. Now, speaking of the alumni match, we got Kelly Natter, assistant coach, former national championship player, All-American, Big Ten setter with them, and Harper Murray, current outside hitter, All-American. What are their thoughts, excitement on the match? Okay, about the alumni. Headlined by Jordan Larson, folks. 3-time All-American at Nebraska 2005 to 2008. Some of you watching may have been a bit young at that point. Champion, Natty title 2006. 4-time Olympic gold medalist, helping Team USA win the gold medal in 2021. Her 4 Olympic medals, tied for the most by any women's volleyball player all time. Big time. Other Huskies playing. All-American national champion setter Kelly Natter. She was Kelly Hunter. Got married to the former Nebraska football player, last name Natter. That was this year. Now Kelly Natter. Again, she's assistant coach on the team under DBK. And she talks about what it's like to be under her. We're going to play that in a second. 3-time All-American and national champion middle blocker Lauren Stiverins. National champion All-American libero Kenzie Maloney. Hopes. National champion All-American outside hitter Annika Mulder. So you can see, giving their maiden names in the parentheses. Two-time All-American outside hitter Gina Maniscu Prosocki. Again, I'm learning some of these names as well. Excuse me if I say them wrong. As well as former Huskers Lindsey Krause, Allie Badenhorst, Callie Schwarzenbach, and Layla Blackwell. A lot of names that Nebraska fans will recognize. Scott Catholic head coach Renee Saunders will serve. Scott Catholic head coach Renee Saunders will serve, as we move up, as coach for the alumni team. A member of the 1995 Nebraska national chip team, Sanders is the only Nebraskan to claim both the state's volleyball high school athlete and coach of the year awards. Impressive. Saunders has coached Skyhawks to a state record 9 straight championships in 2015 and 2023. So they're really trying to make this, folks, like a proper tune-up game for the ABCA when they play Pittsburgh and Stanford the following weekend. It's new faces, new blood. It's not the inter-squad, the same players you play in practice day over day. By having a different coach, it means that, hey, they bring their own strategy, ideas. Yes, it will be fun. Yes, it will be like some small trash talking between players who know each other. But at the end of the day, they're gearing up for the ABCA, and we're going to see a probably tighter roster, understand the rotations, and who's winning what position battle. And the players are going to take this very seriously. So I'm very excited for how this will turn out. And this is big, again, because this will be take out the spring, here in the fall, the first real match. We'll see DBK coaching, understanding how she's going to have this team running. John Cook, legend. Arena is just named after him. He's now the GM of the Omaha Supernovas. What's it like for Kelly, who was a player under John Cook, has coached under John Cook, now to be a coach under DBK? What's similar? What's different? What has she brought into this team? A question I asked during the press conference, and I like her answer here. So I said that a bit wrong. This is Kelly talking about moving from being the setter coach, again, national champion setter, Big Ten setter of the year, to moving, All-American setter, and moving to coaching liberos. But also you're seeing that the collaboration aspect that DBK brings to coaching as well by saying, hey, we all can come in and help each other out. Now, this is where she talks about the difference between John Cook and DBK. But also before we dive into that, it's great to hear, though, that the liberos are getting attention. You got 4 liberos there. 3 of them, 2 are upperclassmen, 1 junior, 1 freshman. Freshman probably not playing. So you really got 3 people going after it. You got Lainey, Macy, and Olivia as your setters. So it'll be interesting to see who ends up winning that battle. I think in the alumni match, we'll have a good taste of what it's actually looking like. But again, so what's the difference between John Cook and DBK as coach? Let's hear Kelly, who's been coaching under both of them.
It was a big change, and when people ask me that question, I'm like, it's so much the same but so much different at the same time. I think the values and what the type of teams they wanted to have are really similar, and they just kind of go about it 2 different ways. So for me, it's really cool to see a different perspective, because I've only ever worked at Nebraska for John Cook. So seeing someone who's equally as successful do it a little bit differently is a really cool perspective for me. And I just feel like I get the great opportunity of learning more about these different styles and more about myself without having to move myself and my family across the country. And I feel really, really grateful for that.
That is very cool perspective. I love what she said. I'm getting understanding as an assistant coach, new coaching styles, new philosophies, not having to move myself across the country. How many times do you hear sports coaches having to move? They have to go from like being we'll talk football, for example, a DB coach to a linebacker coach, defensive coordinator. You got to jump through schools, or you got to follow the coach and get different philosophies. Potentially, if you don't follow them, go to different schools. Here, she's getting that while living in Nebraska, where she basically is born and raised. She is born and raised, grew up through college here, assistant coach here, grad student here, et cetera, et cetera. And who knows, maybe one day she's a coach in training, maybe future head coach in Nebraska, the legend prodigy, just like DBK coming back. Boom, another center coming back. I know DBK moved to libero. But you understand where we're getting at with what's happening here. Great lineage. It'll be interesting to see how the liberos move forward. And also that, hey, DBK got taught under the John Cook tree as a player and coach. So of course, the morals, the values would be the same. Obviously, some things can change, but the fact that it's being implemented differently is very unique and interesting to be able to learn about and read about. So that takes you to the alumni match. Again, it will be 6 p.m. on Saturday night, and I will have a full recap for you. Try to do it Sunday, if not Monday, of all the highlights going up on YouTube, at Randy Silver TV, on TikTok, Instagram, Twitter, NTV News on Instagram, Twitter, and then YouTube, of course, where you're watching this stuff. We'll have everything for you. So please like and subscribe so you don't miss anything. We talk about all Husker sports here. We don't want you to miss it on NTV Sports Central Pod. Thank you for watching. Let me know any comments, questions. I'm in all these press conferences. Is there a player or coach you want me to ask a question to? Please let me know what you want to need. This is for you, by me, for you. We'll see you in the next episode. Randy Silver, NTV Sports Central Pod out.
In sports, we're down to the second last week of playing on the gridiron. Games are on top as well.